If you're over 35 and you feel like losing fat is much harder than it used to be, you're not imagining it. Maybe in your 20s, you could skip a few meals, do some cardio for a couple of weeks, and the weight would drop quite fast. But now, you try eating less. You try walking more, you even try going back to the gym again, and somehow your body barely changes. Meanwhile, the fat around your belly sticks around, your energy feels lower, and honestly, it starts to feel frustrating. So naturally, a lot of men start thinking, maybe my metabolism is broken, maybe I'm just getting old, or worse, maybe this is just how my body is now. But here's the truth. Fat loss after 35 does become harder, but not for the reasons most people think. And once you understand what's actually happening, it becomes much easier to work with your body instead of constantly fighting against it. The first thing nobody explains properly is that your lifestyle usually changes dramatically after 35. When you're younger, you naturally move more without realizing it. You walk more. You go out more. You're more active overall. Even small things add up. Taking stairs, walking around with friends, playing sports, being on your feet more often. But as life changes, many men slowly become more sedentary. You start working longer hours. You sit more. You drive more. You come home tired, and this matters a lot more than people realize. Because fat loss is heavily influenced by your total daily movement, not just workouts. A lot of people think, I go to the gym 3 times a week, so I should be losing fat. But if the other 23 hours of your day are mostly inactive, your total calorie burn may still be quite low. And this is why some men feel like, I'm eating the same as before, but now I gain weight easily. The reality is, your activity level quietly dropped over the years, while your eating habits stayed the same. The second thing is muscle loss, and this is a big one. As men get older, they naturally start losing muscle mass slowly over time, especially if they stop resistance training. Now, why does this matter? Because muscle tissue burns more calories than fat tissue, not an extreme amount like social media claims, but enough to make a difference over the long term. So if you slowly lose muscle over the years, your body also slowly burns fewer calories, which means the amount of food your body could handle in your 20s might now lead to gradual weight gain in your late 30s and 40s. And this is why strength training becomes so important after 35, not just for looking muscular, but for preserving muscle, maintaining metabolism, and helping your body stay efficient as you age. Even simple resistance training, push-ups, machines, dumbbells, bodyweight exercises can make a huge difference over time. Now here's another reason fat loss feels harder after 35. Recovery becomes more important. When you're younger, you can sometimes get away with poor sleep, high stress, and bad eating habits, and your body still responds fairly well. But after 35, your body becomes less forgiving, and this is where many men unknowingly sabotage themselves. They sleep 5 hours, they're stressed constantly, their energy crashes every day. Then they wonder, why do I keep craving junk food? Because sleep directly affects hunger hormones. When you don't sleep enough, your body increases ghrelin, the hormone that increases hunger. And at the same time, leptin, the hormone that helps you feel full, can decrease. So now you feel hungrier, less satisfied, more tired, and more likely to overeat. And the worst part? When you're exhausted, your brain naturally wants quick energy. That's why tired people often crave sugary foods, junk food, and high-calorie snacks. So sometimes, the issue isn't lack of discipline, it's that your body is constantly operating in a fatigued state. Now, let's talk about something many men misunderstand. Your metabolism usually doesn't suddenly die after 35. In fact, for many people, the bigger issue is reduced movement, muscle loss, stress, poor recovery, and lifestyle habits accumulating over time. That's actually good news, because it means you're not powerless. Your body is still capable of changing. But the approach needs to become more sustainable. Extreme diets usually fail. Overtraining usually fails. Trying to punish yourself into fat loss usually fails. What works better after 35 is consistency. Simple habits repeated long enough. Eating enough protein, staying active daily, strength training consistently, improving sleep, and managing calories realistically. Not perfectly, just consistently. And honestly, This is where many men finally succeed. Because after years of trying quick fixes, they eventually realize the goal is not to suffer for 2 weeks. The goal is to build a lifestyle your body can actually sustain long-term. That's what creates real fat loss, and more importantly, that's what helps you keep it off. If this video helped you understand things a bit clearer, I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. What I focus on here is simple, realistic approaches that middle-aged men can actually stick to, because that's what gets real results. If that's something you're working on, you can stick around for more.